Andy Taylor, host of Tech Talk Radio. You can follow him at Tech Talk Radio. Windows 10 has been out officially in the wild for, 2 days? 1 day? I don't know when it officially came out.
Officially came out yesterday.
I have officially converted just about completely to Apple, except here at work, so I'm now an Apple fanboy. Otherwise, I know nothing about Windows 10. I would normally have downloaded it as soon as I could. Shaggy did last night and played with it for a couple of hours, so he knows more about Windows 10 than I do already.
Well, the internet was really taxed yesterday with everybody getting their copies of Windows 10. It's actually really cool. Now, if you're on your Mac, you're going to look at it and go, whoopee-doo.
Yeah. So what's the biggest innovation? What's the best update feature to Windows 10?
Well, it's going to be whoever you ask. There's some great features, there's some good features, and there's some bad features. One bad feature that a lot of people are going to be talking about is Wi-Fi Sense. And, what they want to do, they want to make this as open and as great an operating system as they can by offering so many different things. And one of these, this Wi-Fi Sense, gives you the ability. Well, I'm not going to say it gives you the ability. It does it. If you do not turn it off, what it does, it will share your Wi-Fi password, your encrypted password, with those that you are connected with on Outlook, Facebook, and Skype. Now, the thing is, if you don't turn that off, that means somebody could come sit in your driveway and jump onto your network, even if you don't invite them to. So the suggestion...
Well, it would have to be somebody you know, right?
Well, no, because it shares it with all of your contacts. And, you and me both, we have a lot of contacts, people that we've, maybe chatted with, some listeners, viewers, etc. And it will share that with them if there are contacts. We don't tell them that we don't say, hey, send this to my friend. It will do it automatically. So the thing to do is really get in there and turn off Wi-Fi Sense. Security experts, Krebs Security, a couple of my friends that are working in security are saying, this is one of those features that they said they tried with the best intentions to do something, but really seriously it could turn into a massive headache.
And this is the potential, I guess, the biggest danger could be someone who just happens to be in your address book. Like I've got 2,000 people in my contacts list in my phone, including phone numbers for you, Andy, going back to the 90s.
Right.
So if I have you in my address book, you could pull up in my driveway, log onto the network, download porn or hack into somebody else's network, and it will all come back to your IP address.
Absolutely, and that's what you certainly don't want. What I recommend, if you want to have a friend come over and jump on your Wi-Fi, get a router that has a guest account. A lot of the ones that are on the market do that. That way you give them that password. It's through the guest account, and you're actually giving them the password. You're not just saying, here, world, here it is. Now, they're not going to know the password. It's hashed, but it does open it up to hacking, and that's the negative. So let's get the bad aside. And talk.
Well, I did want to say that is, even though the Wi-Fi Sense option is on by default, you do have to say in the Wi-Fi settings, share this network with my contacts. So there is a little bit of an opt-in there, though. I also turned it off the first thing I did because I have no purpose for that.
Absolutely, and it's very easy. Matter of fact, on my Twitter, Tech Talk Radio, I actually have a video on how to actually turn that off in case you want to go through the steps. It takes just a couple of minutes, and if you feel like you really want to share it with the world, you can leave it on, but it is on by default.
What else do you like about Windows 10? Shaggy, maybe you saw something you liked this morning.
Well, I'm wondering what Shaggy liked. I know one of the things I really liked is this return to the start menu. Windows 8, Windows 8.1, they tried to throw us a curve and say, you don't need a start menu. Windows 8 was the whole Metro tiles. Thank gosh, we still have the tiles, but now we have this button that we can click, and it brings us back to that recognizable start menu bar, but you also have the tiles on there. This is actually the best way to do it because you can resize the tiles, remove tiles, add tiles, so you have that easy to click app type of selection that you would do like on a smartphone, but you also have that menu back that you can select your programs from easily as well. That's one of the things that people are saying, hey, this is something we really wanted. And again, very customizable. So you could stretch the window bigger, make the icons smaller, even add visual icons, and you'll probably see more of those come out with programs that come out in the market. That's
yeah,
one
I'm
thing.
absolutely with you, Andy, on that. I mean, my access with Windows 8 was limited, and on purpose, because every time I used something, whether or not it was like something in a store or the laptop that my mom bought, I wanted to throw it across the wall because the full screen start menu was just a nightmare of invisible user interface elements and all that kind of stuff. Having the start menu back makes sense. They did work in the Metro stuff, or Windows apps, or whatever they're going to call them now. It's in the start menu, but you also still have the desktop. You don't have full screen app world like your desktop is a mobile phone. It actually feels like Windows.
Yeah, I think the tiles seem to work if you have a touch screen, but if you're using a mouse, it's just a hassle.
They made it a lot easier, but here's one of those things. So you're at work all day, and you're on an office computer, and generally office computers have stuck around Windows 7 Enterprise. So you end up coming home, and then you've got this whole different type of operating system to use. So this is going to make it a little easier for that transition. Now, one other thing we have to certainly mention is Edge. That's the new browser from Microsoft. Now, it's in a way replacing Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer is still there running in the background, but Edge has some great features. One of them, say you and I go to a website, or you go to a website, Scott, and you see something, you go, I want to comment on the water situation here, right? You can highlight whatever you found on the web and then share it with a friend, and they can see your annotation. So you basically are sending them the web page with your marks, your notes on here to say, do you believe they said that, or et cetera, and they've got it all right there in their email box. And the other feature, of course, is the stripped down reading pane. So you go to a website and you get sick of those ads that are all over the place, but you want to read that column, that article that the great Scott Sands has written, right? Well, very easy to do. You just go to the reading pane and it will give you just what you want to read, not the ads, maybe a picture or two, but just what you want to read, which means you can carry it with you to read later, or you can even print it out a lot easier with all the crud that's on there.
It sounds like Clearly for Evernote, and it sounds like a feature that Safari already has. Not to be the Apple guy in the room.
Had to bring that in there, didn't you?
What's the worst part of Windows 10, and should Windows PC users upgrade to the new Windows?
All right, here's the deal. With those that are on a Windows PC, if you're going to go out and you buy a brand new PC, yes, you want to get it with Windows 10. Why not? All right. If you are running Windows 8 and you really are fed up with it, there's things you don't like about it, Windows 10 is a way to upgrade. If you are Windows 7 and things are working great, why upgrade? Windows 7 is a very strong operating system. A lot of people using it. You can get all your stuff done. And you know what? If you have it, it's working. Why? I don't want to say why break it, because there's some really great features of Windows 10, but really there's no need to. Now, if you are a gamer, and nobody is mentioning gamers. They're all talking about, being productive. But if you are a gamer, Windows 10 is the way to go, to move out of 7, to move out of 8, 8.1, because it has this thing called DirectX 12 capabilities, and it totally integrates with your Xbox One. So if you have an Xbox One in the house, you can stream your Xbox games to your PC. That's pretty cool. You can record your games while you're playing them right from your PC. And, of course, you can go back and forth with your interactivity between your Xbox One and your PC. And, again, you don't hear too much talk about Windows 10 when it comes to games, but that's one feature. Another great feature is a photo editing suite. They're trying to – okay, here you go, Scott. You're going to love this. They're trying to compete with Apple. They're trying to put a lot of the features in that Apple users get right out of the barrel with an OS, because, let's face it, Apple gives you a lot when you buy one of their systems. It costs a little more, but they give you a lot. With Microsoft, they're saying, okay, let's throw in photos. Let's throw in calendars that can be, kind of merged with all your devices across. Let's put in a, word processing, an Excel type spreadsheet program. So you get all of that. And again, a continuum was what they originally called it, but you can now use your devices across all platforms. So tablets, smartphones, if you have a smartphone that's a Windows phone, and now your PC.
Andy, we got to kind of wrap things up here, but what kind of resources does this require? Is it going to be a memory hog and take up all of your hard drive space and RAM?
No. As a matter of fact, it's actually running a lot better than Windows 8 is running when it comes to your operating and what you need to have. So you really don't have to have a total beefy system. You can do the upgrade. You can do it right there. Get it for free. Don't forget, that's the thing. This is a free upgrade if you're running 7, 8, or 8.1. If you're running XP or Vista, time to move on. Time to get something new when it comes to an operating system, and it runs about $130.
TechtalkRadio.com for more on this and some reviews of a drone like I want to buy. TechtalkRadio.com. Andy Taylor, thanks again. Good talking to you, buddy.
Good talking to you too, Scott. Thanks.